Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my project panning update and we have a lot to get done today, so make sure that you've got yourself a snack or a drink, or if you're cleaning in the background, but this might be a little bit of a longer video. The reason being is that we are going to be editing this project pan to essentially focus on what I think I can finish by the end of the year. So today I'm going to be giving you updates on everything that has been in the project that I've been working on. We have some empties, we have some rollouts, and then we're going to do some roll-ins as well. During this time of the year when we're getting into fall, it's almost October, I really like to compile the things that I think I have a really good chance at emptying by the end of the year. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. If that sounds fun to you, stay tuned. If you're new here, subscribe. Why not? We have a pretty good time. My channel consists of project panning, get ready with me's here and there, shop my stash, really just trying to be a more mindful consumer and use what I have. Been project panning for like 5 years now, so if that's your jam, stay with me. And yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you go. Helps my channel. And yeah, let's just jump into the fun stuff. Let's get to the updates. Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't have any empties. Boo! But I have some really great updates in terms of progress and weight changes, so that is exciting. I had one that I thought would be empty, and I think maybe that's what I was thinking. So first, I want to do the rollouts so that I can change them on my spreadsheet, and then we're going to do what's staying in, and then we'll do the roll-ins. So I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen, but just so you kind of know the order that we're going to go in. If there's a part you want to skip to, feel free to do so. So let's get into the rollout products. The first product we're going to roll out is the MAC Glow Play Blush and Blush Please. I decided this shortly after I filmed my last project pan update, which I'll link down below for you if you want to get caught up. But in that video, I was like, oh, like this smells. And I was like, I know it's my oldest blush, but I couldn't recall how old it was. And as I was editing, I went back and looked at my spreadsheets and I was like, oh, it's 3.5 years old. It's stinking up this whole palette. I think I'm just going to call a spade and let it go. I'd been working on that blush for a really long time. The MAC Glow Play blushes truly last forever. I did finish one. It was a lighter shade, so I could apply a little bit more, but it did take a very long time to finish that. And honestly, 3.5 years for a cream product is a super long lifespan. So I did have it for a long time. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, as I kind of felt ready to let it go. I'd been like working on that product for so long that I was like kind of sad it was going, but also like, don't let the door hit you on the way out, girl. That's where I was with it. This product had been in for the entirety of the year. I rolled it in January, and throughout the process of the project, I did use it 30 times. Now in my little quad where I mix and match stuff, I have popped it out, scraped it out. It has been officially decluttered out of my collection. I'm not someone who, when I discover a product is like clearly expired, I am not one to continue using that. If you are, good for you. I have sensitive skin, really sensitive eyes, and I have had more than one reaction in the past. So when I start to feel like it's going, I don't mess around with it. I just get rid of it. Okay, the next product we're going to roll out, which I told you might happen, is the Bath & Body Works At the Beach body spray. This will die with me. There's no way I'm ever going to be able to finish it. So since I saw you guys last, I have used this 6 times, and honestly, I didn't even bother to make a new mark because there's barely any difference there. As you can hopefully see, there's literally just a skosh of a difference. That brings my total to 23 uses, and I just rolled this in June, so 23 uses over the course of like 2 months. Not bad, I don't think anyways, but this is just a really summery scent, and where I live, the weather is turning fall. So I am not going to be reaching for this scent. In fact, I, over the weekend, rotated my scents. I pulled all the more fall winter stuff forward and I put all the more summery stuff away. So this is one that is going to rotate out just due to it's not the scent profile that I'm going to be reaching for. So I'm not going to make myself. Okay, the next product, it is going to be from the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette, the Light Edition. I was panning the blush in here, right over here, and I have only used this one time since I saw you guys last, so not a lot, not a lot. It brings that to a total of 9 uses in the project. So I rolled this in March, so I really haven't been reaching for it at all. But to be fair, I was like trying to pan 2 other blushes, and I do still want to revisit this particular product. I'm only rotating it out because, circling back to the conversation of, I really just want to focus on things that I think I can realistically finish within the last 3.5 months of the year. And I don't think that I can finish this. I want to focus on my other blush. So I'm going to rotate this out, but you can definitely expect to see this blush in my 2026 project pan because I'm a nut and I'm already thinking about my plan to pan for next year. Okay, and then the last product that I'm going to be rotating out is from my little customized squad, and it is the Milk Makeup Bronzer in the shade Baked. I recently rotated this in the middle of June. It is the travel size, but it is completely scraped out. So there is a lot of product in here. Since the last time I saw you guys, I've used this 4 times, which brings us to a total of 10 uses in the project. This is gonna roll out because my Chanel bronzer is getting very old, and I want to really give that a good run for its money, especially toward the end of the year. So I don't want to be focused on any other bronzer. This one will definitely make a return next year as well, so you can expect to see more progress on it. But for now, I am going to rotate this bronzer out. Okay, now let's get into the fun part, the products that are going to be staying and that I have been working on. Let's get to some freaking exciting, fun updates. So here are the updates for what's staying in. The first product we're going to talk about, honestly, probably my favorite one to update you guys on, is the Chanel Le Beige Bronzer. I have the shade Medium. Like I mentioned a little bit ago, this is the oldest bronzer in my collection. She's gonna be turning 3 in November. That's right, 3 years old. That is a very long time for a cream product to stick around. As of now, it's still not getting a weird smell. It's maintaining its scent. It's maintaining its performance. So I don't believe it's expired, and I'm gonna keep using it. But just be aware, it is getting very old, which is why I want to solely just focus on this bronzer for the remainder of the year, because I think it's highly likely that it will start to show its age soon. So I really just want to give it my best shot with this and trying to finish it up. And I think that we've made some very steady progress, especially since the last update. We've kept like a pretty steady decline of weight, so that's good. We're seeing movement. The last time I saw you guys, this product weighed 3.19 ounces. It now weighs 3.16 ounces. Since I saw you last, I used it 11 times, which makes for 76 total uses in the project. This is one that I rolled in January, so you might be thinking, wow, you've only used it 76 times. This whole year, I know I could have done better, but I had a really hard 2025. And I'm hoping that the hard stuff is like over or continues to be manageable. But this is like the least I've worn makeup in a really long time, and I'm finally just now starting to get my spark back. So I'm really wanting to give this a really hard push here at the end of the year. And I'm hopeful that if I don't finish it, it's something that's going to be obtainable to finish within like the first 2 months of next year. So this is definitely staying in. I'm excited to keep working on it. I love that we've been able to see the difference as it continues to grow. I know you can kind of see that pan expansion on your end, but also on my end, I've been able to see it getting worn down a bit as well and out to the sides. Yeah, I'm proud of the progress I've made, and I'm hopeful that I will continue to make even quicker progress over the next like 3 months. Okay, next up, so the last product remaining that I'm going to be working on in my little quad is the Milk Makeup Blush in the shade Work. That's the one right here. This is one that's been in the project since January as well. And since I saw you last, I've only used this 2 times, which is despicable, I'm aware. But I kind of lost a little bit of motivation for it when I finished the travel size, and then I scooped everything out. And what I scooped out is what you see here, and there's a lot. So I kind of just lost motivation, and I was like, you know what? I just want to play with some of my other blushes. And that's where it gets tricky this time of the year, is not only am I trying to wrap up and finish products, but I'm also trying to test products that I think that I might want to get rid of during this time of the year so that I can have it gone by the end of the year to have a fresh set for inventory at the beginning of 2026. So there's a lot going on at the end of the year when it comes to the panning side of things. So yeah, I've been dabbling in a lot of other blushes, so I haven't been reaching for this one, but this is me saying now that I want to finish this by the end of the year, and I truly think I can do it if I just hunker down and use this. I'm thinking maybe 30-ish uses and I'll be able to wrap it up. So let's go. We're gonna finish this blush. We are going to. I've used it 27 times throughout the project. So I could have done better, but I think now that I'm more steadily wearing makeup 5 times a week, I think I'm going to be able to make much better progress on this. I was just in a not great place, and I wasn't wearing makeup, or I was wearing it like once a week, which makes it pretty hard to reach makeup goals when you're not wearing the makeup. So now that we're wearing more makeup, I think that this is an obtainable goal for me to finish by the end of the year. So yeah, we're going to get to it. The Dior Star Glow filter in the shade 0 still is in this project. However, it is an extremely light shade. So I did set it to the side the last time I saw you guys because it is so fair, and I have a little bit of tan from the summertime. I still don't really think this is going to be good for me until like mid-October. So you probably won't see any use on this for the next update either. I did not use it at all this update. So this particular product still has a total of 66 uses, and I still fully intend to finish it by the end of the year. I had a really big jump in the middle of the year. You can see this one here, and I'm all the way down here. So I think that once I get this bad boy rotated in, I think that I'll be able to wrap that up in a month or 2. So I should still be able to finish it by the end of the year, even though I've had to take this little bit of a break. And to be honest, I would fully expect any tan that I have to be gone by mid-October. But if for some reason it hasn't, I'm probably going to pull it out anyway and start working on it, because it is one that's like well past its shelf life, and I really wanted to try and finish it before we even got to this winter, but I didn't. But it's one that I I enjoy it. It was very expensive, so I would like to finish it up. So I just wanted to give you an update on where I'm at with this product, even though I have not used it since I saw you last. It's still on my radar, and this is why I haven't used it. Okay, the next product, another exciting one, is the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Pound Cake. This is like my all over powder, and we've continued to see some really nice progress on this. I went ahead and marked the sides over there. This is where we were at last day update. Since then, I used it 20 times, so we had a pretty good jump. I do have quite a bit in the cap right now. This morning, I just had to like shake more into the cap because the cap was like completely empty. So there is some product chilling over here in the cap, but all in all, I think we've been making really good progress. I chatted about this before. I anticipated that this would start to go faster during the summer months because in the summer months, I powder, baby. I put this powder on. But then when we get into the drier months, I usually do a light dusting, if anything, so progress tends to slow. That being said, I still think I have a good shot at finishing this by the end of the year. We are definitely into the lower third of this product. And like I said, even if I use this a couple times a week, I think we're still gonna make pretty good progress because, I mean, we had a huge jump after 20 uses. And for the entirety of the project, I've used this a total of 96 times. So I think that's also really fun. It didn't roll into the project brand new, but it rolled in with only a handful of uses. So I'm gonna kind of get to see how many uses it takes me to completely empty one of these that I use like all over my face. And just for like curiosity's sake, I'm curious. So yeah, I'm really excited to see, but I still think, like I said, realistically, I think I'm going to be able to finish this and I'm excited. I mean, I have a backup ready to go. It's my favorite powder, but it was just intriguing to see how long it would take. Not to mention, this is my oldest one. My other ones are from like this year and then like the end of last year, whereas this powder, I believe I purchased it in like the beginning of 2023. So that's why I put it in the project pan, was because it was my oldest powder, so I wanted to ensure that I got it used up. Okay, another one that's been going steady slowly but surely is my ABH satin lipstick in the shade Taupe Beige. This is what it's looking like right now, and I'll insert pictures as I have been. I think we're making moves on this, you guys. I think that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, when I saw you guys last, this did weigh 0.57 ounces. And when I weighed it today, it also weighed 0.57 ounces, but it was really close to being 0.56. So I know for sure that I've made progress, and I really think we're going to be able to see that in the photos depicted to the side. Since I saw you guys last, I used this 6 times, which brings the total usage of this to 20 times throughout this project. I rolled this in February, so it hasn't been in all year, but it has been in most of the year. And lipsticks are so hard for me to finish, you guys, that I really want to finish this for me to like prove to myself that I can do it. So lipsticks and blushes are so freaking tough for me. So I'm really fighting for my life to like finish this and that blush. Like, I can do it. I gotta just tell myself I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. So I think we're really getting there. It's to the point where the product over here is so close to even with the plastic. And then I have like quite a bit over here, but yeah, I think that we're getting there, and I think it's still manageable. I do think that I'm gonna have to kick up the usage a little bit over the next couple months, which is fine. It's a good time of year for, you know, this shade of lippy, in my opinion. So I'm really thinking that like I can do it. I'm keeping hope, fingers crossed. I'm gonna do it. Okay, speaking of products that I need to kick up the use on, It's the In Beauty Project Hyaluronic Acid Slushy Serum. I thought that I did use it like a decent amount of times, but I feel like it moved a lot less this time than it did last time. Suspicious. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a bear for me. I don't use this on my face. I just use it on my chest, and I'm just using it to using it up to use it up to not be wasteful. And I don't mind using it on my chest, but I don't like it on my face. So that's how I'm trying to use it up. And since I saw you guys last, I did use it 8 times, which brings the total usage in the project to 20 total uses. This is something that needs to be gone by the end of the year. I don't want to bring this into 2026. There's no reason. So I really just need to crack down and start using this nightly, because if that's all the progress I've gotten in 8 uses, there's probably at 40 or 50 uses left in this bad boy. So I really need to get on it. I don't want to bring this into next year, so I need to freaking lock in. Okay, next up, we just rolled this product in last month. It is the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I have the shade 5. I don't really love this formula. It has a 6-month shelf life, and we're pretty far past that. So I rotated in with the hopes to finish it before it expires. So far, I'm not having any issues, which is incredible. I did make a mark where there was some windowing last time, but I don't really see any windowing right now. So the swatches on the side aren't gonna be the most reliable, which is why I decided to wait for this product so we can see the progress even when we can't see the progress. When I rotated this in, it weighed 1.17 ounces and it now weighs 1.14. So I'm glad that I did take the weight, because as you can see, there is a weight change and we're going in the right direction. Since I saw you last, I did use it 15 times, which gives me a usage total of 15 times in the project. This has been, the usage has been up lately because I just decided to rotate all my other concealers out and really just focus on this one because it is the oldest kind of by far. So I really want to hone in on it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year. I am slow at panning concealer, which means I have no business having as many as I do. But I'm hopeful that when it starts to cool down and I lose some of this tan, it's something I'll be able to use as a little bit of an all over as well. And that will potentially help me work through it a little bit quicker. But yeah, that's where we are on this. Another one I'm so glad we took weight on is the Clinique Even Better Foundation. I have the shade CN18. It's the one that I'm wearing today. This is a summer shade for me. So I'm really hoping we're going to wrap it up soon. I actually thought that we might have emptied this by the time I filmed this video, but unfortunately I have not. I've had to start storing it upside down, and when I'm using it, I'm starting to get that sputter. So I think we're getting super, super close with this. I'm thinking within the next 10 uses, this will hopefully be empty. Don't get me wrong, I've loved and I have enjoyed this product, but I have other ones that I'm ready to use because I've been pretty dedicated to this one. Since I saw you guys last, I used this 15 times, which brings the total to 15 uses throughout the project. The weight started at 1.29 ounces and we are now at 1.01 ounces. So I used a ton of this. I made some big progress, which even then gives me hope because I'm thinking even if it takes more than 10 uses, If it's 15, then okay, I'll be done by the end of October and it will be used up. So I don't know, that's really exciting. It's feeling light. So I think we're right there. I think that we're on the home stretch with it. And yeah, obviously I'll keep you guys updated, but I'm feeling very optimistic that this will be an empty the next time we meet up. Okay, this product is the product of shame. My Hourglass Vanish lip plumper. I have the shade Trace, super beautiful. There has been no weight change on this since I saw you last, which is unsurprising to me because I've only used it one time. And that is not, I want to finish this kind of energy. So I need to step it up. We're in fall. I'm starting to do a little bit more, well, this isn't a good example, but I'm doing a little bit more like warm looks. So it's a good time for this. I really want to finish it because, not because any reason really, mostly the reason is that because I think it's almost there. And I have no way to determine if that is accurate or not, but I think that it is almost there. Because I've been thinking that I'm gonna empty it for like the last 12 uses and I just haven't. So my spidey senses are just telling me that it's close to empty. I just have to buckle down and hopefully it will just be empty, you know? Maybe you know, maybe you don't, maybe I just sound crazy, but that is my thought. So I really, I wanna set a goal to use this at least 6 times before I see you guys again. And hopefully by then it'll be empty, but if not, at least I will have met that little mini goal. Okay, and then the last product that I rotated in last time is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is just a travel size, so it's a little bit smaller. It's one of those things where it was kind of like, man, I hope I haven't been not in focus this whole time, you guys. Oh my God, I will just die. Yeah, here's to hoping I wasn't out of focus. But it is just a travel size and I rotated it in as kind of like a gimme product, something that would be easy to finish, but would also like benefit my like overall inventory numbers because it would bring my primer category down. So I rotated this in and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really like it. I don't think that it's that hydrating. It actually kind of makes my makeup look cakier and drier. I definitely don't think that I would repurchase this. But since I'm like working on it and it's small, I am gonna just try to finish it. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I'm gonna try. I did weigh this product as well. And since I saw you guys last, I used it 6 times, which brings the total usage to 6. And when I started, it weighed 0.62 ounces and it now weighs 0.55. So we have made good progress on this and I can kind of see through the back when I like hold it up to the light and it looks like we're down in here. So we're getting close to like half, which has me thinking this will be like a 20-ish use product, hopefully, fingers crossed, you know. But yeah, so that's just kind of where I'm sitting with that. But I would really like to finish it before October because once it starts getting cool out, baby, we're gonna be coming for this primer. So I want to wrap this up by the next time I see you guys. Okay, I hope you guys are hanging in there with me. Now we're getting ready to do some roll-ins, and some of these you saw earlier in the year and I rolled them out to take a break because they seasonally weren't my jam, but now they're coming back. One of those products is the replica scent, and this is in the scent Coffee Break. This is one of my favorites. It is currently my oldest fragrance, which is why I rotated it in. I initially rotated it in January and then I rotated it out during the March update because it was just at that point where like the scent was not appealing to me anymore. But I pulled this out the other day and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to finish this bad boy up. As you can see, we don't have a ton left in there. We're literally on the cusp. Like, it is just the wee bit. This product started out weighing 7.83 ounces, and when I rotated it out, it was weighing 7.69. So that's where we're going to be starting out. I had used it previously 8 times. So I'm hoping that, I don't think I'll finish this by the time I see you guys next, but I definitely think that we can finish it by the end of the year. And like, I just have to, because this is so stinking old. I think that I got it in like 2021. So it's getting up there, and I just don't think that it would make it to another cold season. So this is one that we have got to finish up, and I'm determined, and I'm honestly just feeling re-motivated because I'm like, oh my gosh, finally it smells good. Because when I initially rotated it out, I was like, I'm kind of just hating this. Like, I'm starting to hate pan it. But I was like, do I not like the smell anymore? Or am I just not loving the scent because it's out of season for me? And that's 100% what it was. So I'm so glad I just went with my instinct and I rotated it out, and now it's back, and I'm excited to use it, and I'm excited to finish it. Okay, the next product that we also rotated out in March is the Michael Kors Wanderlust fragrance. That's what we have left, is that teeny tiny bit right there. This started out at 7.01 ounces, and when I rotated it out, it weighed 6.79 ounces and had a total of 17 uses in the project. There is so little left of this. I am hoping that this will be an empty next time I see you guys. I don't want to say that it for sure will be, because if I'm not feeling it, I don't want to make myself use it, especially because I know that I can finish this by the end of the year. It's actually getting a little bit hard to get the product out. So I'm hopeful that it will be gone next time I see you guys, but if it's not, it will definitely be gone by the end of the year. So very excited. Like I said, I'm really feeling my fall scents, which is just so exciting. And I have another one that was rotated in before, but I rotated it out, and I'm not going to rotate it back in yet. I think that if I'm able to empty these two in a reasonable amount of time, we'll see the long comb come back in. But those two are the ones that are going to be at like the forefront of my mind. The next products are going to be that are entering are new. They haven't been in the project yet. And it's going to be another fragrance. And you're probably like, well, didn't you just say? Yes, I did. Yes. But this is one of my all-time favorites, and it's that time of year where I'm loving it. It's also one of my older ones, so I want to rotate it in while, you know, the opportunity is here. It is the Gucci Bloom Eau de Toilette, however you say that. But I love this fragrance. I literally never tire of her. It is so delicious, and I am well below half on this product. Yeah, I'm well below half on this product. I marked it on the back there. I think it's like a little above the mark, so that's on me. But still, I've used quite a bit of this, and it's just one I'm reaching for all the time now. So I was like, I think this would be a good opportunity to, if not use it up, to get some use out of it. So I am going to be rotating this one in. The starting weight for this product is going to be 5.92 ounces. Okay. The next two products I'm going to insert photos of because they're currently living at my work desk. The first one is the Huda Beauty lip gloss. This one is in the shade Bombshell. I love this lip gloss formula. It is so hydrating and beautiful. The reason I'm rotating it in is that, one, the shade is absolutely perfect for this time of year, and I think that this time of year is when I'm gonna get the most use out of it. Two, it's like coming up on around its 1 year mark. So I love the formula, so I want to use it up and I want to use it. So that's why I'm gonna be rotating that one in. I think that will potentially be a close call if I can finish it by the end of the year, but it's kind of one that I would like to try. So I might not get there, but I think it's one that is definitely obtainable if I'm mindful enough to use it. And it sits at my work desk, so I think that really does just give me a little bit of an upper hand too, in terms of like reapplication, which leads me to the next product. It's going to be the e.l.f. lip oil. These, it might not look like I have a lot left, but for some reason, these take me so long to empty. The first one I emptied took like 8 months. It was insane. I will say with this one, I will not be taking out the stopper though, because when I did that on the last one, it just got everything so messy and sticky and gross. So we won't be taking out the stopper, which I think will help me. But I want to finish this one up before the end of the year because it's so close that it would just really help my inventory numbers to have that additional empty. And it's one that I keep at my work desk. So I think that I can do it. Like, I just have to be mindful, and I think that I will be able to empty that lip oil. Next up, these are kind of some like gimme products, but I want to make sure that they don't get lost in the shuffle. So I want to pull them to the forefront to ensure that like, hey, we're reaching for this because I can finish it by the end of the year, and I know that I can. The first one being the YC collection black eyeliner. I got this in an Ipsy, and I have 2 cream black eyeliners open right now, but this one, as you can see, is getting so close to empty. It's getting so close, and I think if I just continue to use it consistently over the next 2 to 3 months, I will empty it. So I want to make sure I'm focusing on this because my eyeliner collection is like a little bigger than it needs to be. So I want to focus on it because then I have the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist in the shade black that I'm going to rotate to next. But I just want to make sure I'm reaching for this over this because this one is so much closer to being done. So just sometimes it helps me if I rotate stuff into a project, be like hyper aware of it. So that's why I like to do that. Okay, and then the last 2 things are going to be eyebrow pencils. The first one is from Glossier, and there is not much left. I fully expect this to be empty the next time that I see you, which thankfully, because the like outer packaging is just falling apart and there's like white stuff coming off everywhere, which is insane because it's like a $24 brow pencil. Like, get better packaging. So that's annoying. I'm really excited to finish it. So this is just me being like, again, mindful to use it because I've found myself not wanting to reach for it because it's so messy. It gets white stuff everywhere. It freaking, that's what she said. But it just drives me insane. And then the last product is the e.l.f. brow pencil. This one is the shade, I think it was like medium, no, deep brown. And this is all I have left of it. It's the one I have in my brows today. It is a little bit dark for me, in my opinion, but my cousin gave it to me for free, and I think I can make it work. So she had given me like 4, and this is the last one of them. So I've been working on it over like the last 2 months, and I would like to wrap it up. I think between both pencils, I think I could be done with both of them over like the next 2 months, which would be just freeing, you know? So yeah, that's why I'm like, I just really want to hone in on these products, which is kind of the gist of everything that is still remaining in my project pan. I think finishing most of this is super attainable. I can definitely do it, and I'm excited to do it. There's just something that happens when we get to this like point in the year. It's like it's like I feel refreshed, remotivated, because it's like, okay, like this is what we're gonna hone in on to wrap up the year out with a bang. We're gonna have lots of empties. It just gets like really exciting where you start to see a lot of your work and determination and dedication over the year start to pay off. So very excited. And like I said in the beginning, I hope you'll stay to see the rest of this journey out until the end of the year and what's, you know, gonna get emptied and what we're gonna finish. But yeah, that is all. I'm done rambling. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, wherever you're at, and that you're staying safe. Bye.